Hey guys, my name is Ryan, and welcome to Overwatch Central. First of all, happy Easter. I actually gave up chocolate for Lent, so I'm really excited to dive into a dairy milk Easter egg, but that's not why I wanted to make this video. We got some more information from Blizzard on some of the future stuff that's coming. I kind of like what Jeff Kaplan said the other day, but a little bit more about certain things, including details on assault maps changes that may potentially come in the future, further changes to the game, more info on the new features, and also hero development and cycles there. We'll get into it straight away. The dev interview came from Nateson and Fariha, who were streaming. You can check out both of their streams in the description below if you want to check them out. They asked some really good questions, and they're both very good at the game and very entertaining. I did watch them for a bit. And they were talking to, I believe, Aaron Keller. He's the assistant game director, so he's one of the people just below Jeff Kaplan. And I thought we'd start talking about what he used to do first when Overwatch first started.
So I do a lot of work on levels, or I guess I should say I did a lot of work on levels. I've gotten kind of caught up with the events lately, but I built a lot of the original levels, or designed a lot of the original levels for Overwatch, including Temple of Anubis. It was the first level that we ever made.
The reason why I wanted to highlight this, other than it being a little bit of interesting trivia, I guess, is the fact that he mentions event levels. Now, events in the past haven't really had any event levels introduced. You have the A2 Higher map, you have the changes from Retribution and of course Storm Rising, but looking at other like Junkenstein's Revenge and all that, they have been the same maps for quite some time, and they have been revamps of older maps. So the point I'm trying to get at is maybe we'll see more events in the future from now on that bring us to new locations and bring us new event levels. I also think it does highlight that Anniversary will bring another FFA deathmatch kind of map. Last year they brought Petra, so I'd assume that would be one of them, but certainly worth keeping an eye out for future event stuff. I didn't include the audio in this, but he also spoke a lot about arcade game modes, some really interesting ones. Arcade game modes in the past have been fairly generic, but apparently there's going to be some pretty interesting ones coming up, taking some inspiration from other games. Don't necessarily know if that means a BR kind of mode, I doubt it. Next up, I wanted to talk about some really important information that Aaron had to say about further hero balance changes. Of course, we had a massive patch way back when, so is there going to be more added to the PTR when it comes to hero buffs and nerfs?
Right now, we're still in a bit of a wait-and-see mode. It's hard to know exactly how all of this is going to play out. Because it was so massive. We are talking about a few small things internally, but not for Pharah in particular, but just on different heroes and even different game modes and stuff. But we're really leery of making decent changes right now, just based off of the last patch.
So they're not really looking to change much when it comes to heroes. They kind of want to wait and see, which I think, to be honest, is fair enough a lot of the time. So what are they going to be working on? And the answer for this is quite interesting.
I think actually we're probably looking more at some of the game mode stuff over heroes right now.
Yeah?
We've been doing some small tests with the assault game mode. Some of it's quality of life stuff, some of it is just some other changes to it, and it's actually been really interesting to revisit it because it lets us look at a lot of the original decisions that we made.
Can you talk at all about what might be changing with 2CP, or what you guys might be testing?
I can talk a bit about a bunch of the stuff that didn't work.
Okay, yeah, let's hear it.
In the middle of it. Whoops. But in Assault, sometimes you can win or lose based off of two team fights, right? So it's something that we were looking at, and one of the interesting things, we tried all sorts of stuff. We tried giving defenders an extra spawn room at a certain point, and it was something, it didn't work. The spawn rooms in Overwatch, they're so carefully planned where they go, and so to move a spawn room closer, and like to give the defense an extra one, it changes a lot, and it actually made it to where you could start stalling on point A a lot. You know, that's an issue that we have with point B. You know, is stalling on it. And the last thing you'd want to have is that happening on point A.
So maybe we'll see some more changes to the most controversial map type within Overwatch. I can't wait to see what they do there. Maybe some more changes to stalling. But now I want to talk about the new feature that's been teased quite a lot, that's meant to be big. None of the community have really guessed what it is yet, but Aaron did have a bit more information to talk about when it came to the new feature.
Yeah, so there's definitely something coming soon. I think it's amazing. The community wasn't asking for it, and it's one of the cool things about it too is it's a little bit like that dust storm that I was talking about earlier, where it was a passion project of one of the developers on the team. Every year around Thanksgiving, we have like a special time for the team where they can kind of work on something that's related to the project, but doesn't necessarily have to be like their main project at the time. And so a few of our engineers, and it could be in a completely different discipline than what you do. And so a few of our engineers one year, they prototyped this whole thing, this whole feature. And this was, I think, a year and a half ago now. They did it. And once they did it, the rest of the team just thought it was so cool that we knew eventually we wanted to ship the thing.
I'm really excited to see what this is now, actually, considering it came out of a passion project of somebody during that Thanksgiving period. So this isn't anything that was alluded to in the past with these social changes that Jeff Kaplan spoke about, because he spoke about them well before Thanksgiving of last year. So it's something new entirely, and yeah, very excited to see what it is. But when can we expect it? Well, Aaron Keller did drop a bit of an information bomb here when it comes to when to expect another developer livestream.
Jeff, I was talking to Jeff earlier, and he had to leave to go record the next dev update. So.
Oh, awesome!
Usually it happens about 3 weeks after the dev updates are recorded that it gets uploaded, so I would expect to see this towards the end of the Archives event, start of May, maybe even as late as the anniversary event, which is sort of midway through that month. But honestly, can't wait to see exactly what this is. Like, there's so much stuff to be excited about in the game currently. The meta isn't in a terrible spot. It's nice to have a lot more to talk about within Overwatch, with plenty still on the horizon. And finally, I really like this information that we got here. What about hero development? How are they getting on with that? And Fariha asked a really good question here, if they're considering increasing that at all.
Like right now, I think we probably have more heroes in development than we've had in years. You know.
Wow.
So we have a lot going on.
Is it still going to be the same pace of like about one hero every quarter or every few quarters or something?
I'm not sure. That's probably not something that I can really get into. I guess the thing is we have a lot of things kind of in the queue right now, and a lot of things that we're working on. Like the team is definitely not sitting idly by, you know. We are doing a lot of work right now and creating a lot of really cool stuff.
I think this is good news for those that want to see more heroes added in a year. I don't necessarily mean that it confirms it, but it seems that Blizzard are creative, thinking up new heroes, so maybe we will start to see 4 heroes a year instead of 3. That would be a nice big change, I suppose, if they announced that at BlizzCon and said, hey, here's the latest hero, but also we are increasing the amount of heroes and content that we drop in this fashion. But that's everything that I wanted to go over today. Some really awesome information coming out of Nateson and Fariha's stream with Aaron Keller. Definitely check both of them out. They were great streamers and great sort of question askers. But I'll finish up for now. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care, and I'll see you next time.